Why would anybody ever buy a hopper plus water park sports ticket
on a one day? Yeah, you're not gonna really see much. Yeah.
I mean, how many parks could you hop?
Yeah.
And get to a water park and play around a mini golf in a day.
Yeah.
You got to be a real moron to buy that
one. Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast presented by NotClub33.com. My name is Steve Rhodes. With me this week on the show, I've got Pat Neistat.
What's up?
Becky Wells is with us.
What's up? What's up?
The double. Back there, sleep in the corner, we've got the Disney cynic, Mr. Bobby Burchins.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yes.
The triple.
Dunked on ya.
He's dropping the triple like Steph Curry on you guys. If you watched last week's episode, you're privy to what we're going to talk about today on the show. Actually, you already know because you saw the damn thumbnail when you clicked on the show. Today we
Still
are
watch
talking.
The last episode.
Yeah, go back and watch that. Viewer of the show, Chris, came up with this idea for us to chat about, and I think it's a very good idea. Thank you, Chris, for the idea. Disney's made changes over the last 2 years. They've changed their ticket structure quite a bit. Not only is it dynamic pricing based on when you go, based on supply and demand. The longer you go, the more you'll save. XYZ. How do we kind of digest all of this in this landscape with add-ons like Genie Plus and Water Park and Park Hopper? What are our opinions on that? So we're going to get into that right now. Guys, we were talking about this in our group chat. This is kind of wild. Like, these numbers are all over the board from the 1 day to the 7 day. I'll throw this crap up on the screen. Yeah. The one takeaway that I get here, guys, is with the water park add-on. If you're not doing the hopper, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me to add on the water park edition if you're not going to do more than one water park or do water park plus mini golf, because you're paying $70 for this add-on and going into a water park is $69. So basically you're giving Disney a free buck.
Plus,
I think it's 69 is too much just to get into the water park, but that's just my opinion.
It may be for some, but if you're going to spend all day there from 9 to 6 or whenever the hell it's open to close, I mean, yeah,
it's cheaper than the parks.
Yeah. I know you're not into cesspools, Patrick, but I mean, realistically though, if you're buying the water park add-on, you have to be sure that you're either going to do 2 water park days or at least do mini golf and a water park to get the value out of this, or you're giving away money. Is there, like, am I stupid? Am I reading this wrong? Like,
no, certainly from my perspective as an annual pass holder, we have that same sort of option to do the water parks and more portion, to do a sports package or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We chose not to do that specifically because, we're going for the parks. We're not going, don't get me wrong. We had fun at Winter Garden, or not Winter Garden, but Winter Summerland and everything like that. Fantasia Gardens looks very cool, especially the more difficult course and everything like that. I think I would enjoy that a lot. And I love playing regular golf, which they give you a discount on as well, if I'm not mistaken. At least the annual pass version does. I'm not sure if the
how much was that add-on that you passed on?
$150 a person.
Oh, that's not terrible if you go twice, I guess. Yeah.
Right. And so that was the thing, is, are we going to really go twice to a water park or mini golf? Last year, we certainly had the option to, and
it's a lot of mini golf.
Came up. Yeah, just saying, it just didn't come up as often as you might think. And that's for somebody who lives here and you can literally go any day of the year except for during Christmas and Thanksgiving. So I don't know. Unless it is a dedicated thing for your vacation, like for your family, that water spark, the water and the sports package or whatever. that just does not seem to be a good add-on at all. But Park Hopper is always going to be a valuable add-on to me, specifically because there are just times of day where certain parks are busier than others. And if you go in the afternoon at Magic Kingdom time as opposed to the morning time, you're going to get a better value out of your time than if you try to do rope drop and so on and so forth.
What
So I'm of the opinion that Park Hopper is valuable.
Hmm?
So that's just me.
I like the park hopper, but I'm looking at so the example you guys see on the screen is from just a random the last week of June 2023. I figured that time most children are out of school, so families are keen to go to Disney World. It is not the highest price time, but it's also definitely not the cheapest time to go to Walt Disney World. So it's kind of a good example time for a feasible time where people will be going to the parks. So these numbers that you're seeing are from that. Would you add the hopper for one day? That's a $62 upgrade to be able to switch parks for a 1 day ticket. Where do you stand on that?
Wait, how? It's $60. Oh God, yeah. I don't know. $220 to get into.
Yeah.
The only thing that I
Yeah.
could think of it being worth is if you're trying to do some sort of challenge of some kind for Instagram or some bullshit, or like I
Do
don't
some
know,
type of business deduction, maybe.
yeah. I mean, like, so we could write it off, I think, but
Yeah, we could.
mean,
We're not doing
then
that,
again,
but not one day.
well, I
No.
still haven't gotten paid back for my, never mind. We're not getting back into the accounts
Janice, man.
payable.
I
It
don't
was
know.
Janine.
Whatever her name was. Yeah, she doesn't work here anymore.
We got rid of her. Oh, thank
Yeah,
God!
there's a new person that rejects your request for reimbursement now.
Oh, thank God!
Nice.
Becky, you've had a
Right.
chance to digest some of these figures here.
Yeah.
The 1 day, the 3 day, the 5 day. What sticks out to you out of these numbers?
Now, when I go, I can't always get down there for like a 5-day ticket. Is not usually. I actually usually buy a 3-day hopper.
Okay.
When I'm going on my own or with another adult. With the family, we do 5. So,
Okay.
and we don't do hoppers with the kids. But now that they're getting older, I could see merit with it. But like previously, it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
And again, with kids at Disney World, it takes so long to get from park to park in relative terms that you are eating up a ton of your day just getting from one to the
Jumping.
next.
Yeah.
I've done the 4-park challenge and ended up back at the first park I started at. So 5 different entrances. But that was when they had the express transportation, rest in peace, which was the greatest single thing they ever had.
Yeah.
And it should never have gone away. Anyway, but
now 2
that was
o'clock
the only way
cutoff
that's
though
made it
too.
worth
So
it.
yeah.
Right. Also that, yeah. But I think that once you hit 3 days, it's a less drastic increase on the per day. Like if I was able to go down there for an extended period of time, is there merit in getting the like ridiculous like 7 or 10-day ticket? Maybe. Because then if I like, you know what, I'm just gonna go in the park for like this one ride, and it costs about $8 for that extra day. Cool. That's cheaper than like individual lightning lanes, so I'm good.
Well,
I mean, you
Yeah,
just got to figure out
100%.
how it's
Let me-
worth it for what your plan is.
So some numbers you don't see on the screen for this are the 2 and the 4 day. Just the reason why is the 2, 3, and 4 day are basically all exactly the same average dollar amount per day. There's really no break between 2 and 4 days. I think a 2-day ticket is like $139 average, and a 4 day is like $132. So it's really negligible. You don't really see a price break until day 5. But Becky, you said something that kind of piqued my interest. You normally get a 3-day hopper. For you, would it make sense to do the hopper and go for 5 days and try to kill everything in 3 days, as opposed to doing a 5-day and saving the money?
Well, on my trips that are adult, like we don't buy our tickets through Disney anyway, since I have access to military pricing. So
Yes.
that is where it makes a huge difference for sure. But I see what you mean. Like we'll go for a week, but we only get park tickets for 5.
Yeah.
And we have built-in swim days or resort days or whatever, because it's just too much of a grind, because we're open to close. Like, we don't go back and rest. That crap never happens and never has, even with tiny babies. So for our
I'd be
family,
napping.
so like
I'd be like back.
Yeah,
like,
I was
listen,
about to say, we vacation very differently.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Got to have a nap.
I wake up
But
at
I
like
will say
10,
the
roll
last-
into the park. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Come back.
So we did this.
Come back
We
for a
did
nap.
that this time around. We didn't. We'd go in at like 10. We'd leave. We'd come back to a different park. We just kind of just took it easy. But we did everything that we wanted to do because of Genie Plus. For $15, and all the lines were 100 minutes. I never waited more than 5 minutes to get on an attraction. And to me, that $15 add-on, and it worked just like FastPass Plus, except the fact that I couldn't rebook the same attraction.
ride. Yeah.
But I got every attraction that I wanted. And I think we were in Hollywood Studios, and we did, in a 4-hour period, we did every attraction in a 4-hour period.
And that's crazy, because you were there early December. Well, the second week of December, second or third week of December.
Not one line was. It was probably all 100-minute lines. So to me, that $60 that I spent to not sit in lines the entire day was well worth it to me.
And 6 months ago, 6 months ago, I used Genie Plus, but it was a different program then. You couldn't modify, so that made it basically worthless to us. So I hated it, and I know, Bobby, you used it when it first launched, and you had a similar experiences to me.
Hated every second of it.
Yeah, you've piqued my interest with our conversations off camera about it, because I'm like, well, if it can work like the old FastPass, I'm willing to give it a shot for 15. Now the peak price of 29, I don't know about that. That's pushing it, and I'm probably not using it at Epcot.
I mean, I would say that the only park that I didn't find it worth it because the lines weren't long were Animal Kingdom. But every other,
there's not enough
lines.
And plus, like, we went later in the day to Animal Kingdom, and there was nobody there. Like, after 2:00, there's nobody there, and the only attraction with any wait is Flight of Passage. And I think we waited 40 minutes to get on it, and I think that's pretty reasonable for that attraction, considering the wait times it usually has.
Did you have any $22 days while you were there, or was it all 15?
It was all 15. Yeah.
Okay, so I know the very next week
it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, the next week everybody was complaining that it was 22, and then right around Christmas it was 29. Your mileage may vary there. So my example week of late June, I would say you can bank on 15 or 22. I don't know if 29 is probably not going to be a thing, but
you're paying for time. Your time.
Yeah,
you could spend 6 hours in a line, and ride 4 rides,
or you can give Disney an extra $15
for $60. You could do everything in 4 hours,
right, and then go buy food from Disney and spend that your time, spend money,
or
you could be out of the park and eat at your resort the food that you ordered.
Could do that,
Or they could just take back the whole Genie Plus thing, bring back the FastPass Plus, and not charge us for this shit. Just saying, could be a thing.
That would be ideal, but
yes, it
I think if you're going during peak
stop saying
times,
it's a good thing. We're influencers,
right?
Telling the truth.
What were you saying, Becky?
I
if
think
you're going during peak,
during peak times, though, not only is it that really more expensive price, but there's so many people competing for those same things that, by the middle of the day, you're not getting more. You're not going to have that's. Yours wasn't peak time. I mean, hate to break it to you, you went during the perfect week.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this. Slinky Dog, I got in there at 10:00. It was sold out, right? They said no more. All I did was keep on refreshing it, and eventually one popped up, and they'd be 8:00, 8:00, and all of a sudden, 2:30. Grabbed it.
Perfect.
Went on.
Because you're able to modify, which is a major change in the
because
in the
when
system.
I used it, also you couldn't change shit.
Yeah, you had to cancel it.
And we've all used it. We've just never gotten to have the experience.
So we literally got I think I got Ratatouille when it said it was sold out, Frozen when it said it was sold out, Test Track when it said it was sold out. Slinky Dog when it said it was sold out, and it goes on.
That's big.
Magic Kingdom. It seems like everything's available.
Yeah,
I think
well, and that's another
Magic Kingdom. I
benefit of
think
us
it's worth
being-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another benefit of us being like well versed in how to game the system from
True.
Pass is just constantly refreshing.
Because what would happen, I think what happens with it and really screws people over is that they will grab, they'll be like, oh, we got to have Ratatouille. Well, it's 6:00 and I grab it. Well, you can't get another Fast Pass for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then if you grab that, you got to wait another 2 hours because you're still holding on to this Fast Pass.
Right.
Or whatever, Genie Plus, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But if you just get them and get rid of them and just keep updating them and get them right after you get off, then you fly.
Which is
Kind
kind of
do a crisscrossing a lot.
What's that? No, I literally would like. I'm on. We'll use Hollywood Studios for example. I was on Millennium Falcon, and then I just update up Toy Story Mania up. Mickey and Minnie's up.
Yep.
Just keep refreshing it, and then I didn't even. It seemed like we did less walking as we figured it out.
So the old school techniques from the Fast Pass Plus days are starting to work again, which is a positive.
$15. I don't know. $29. Don't know. I wouldn't be in the park if it was $29. So.
It's probably super busy. Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
So what do you think, Bobby?
One other. Go ahead.
Don't like having to pay for any of this stuff.
Yeah.
The whole point of Fast Pass Plus was crowd control. And the biggest problem that the parks are having is crowd control. So this whole thing of it's a defeatist thing to me for me to pay for it. I simply refuse until they provide it free with annual passes. Then I'll use it. Who am I kidding? But,
and you have the advantage of being able to pick and choose your spots when you go as an annual
correct.
pass holder and just go
exactly.
when the crowds are
I
low.
can just kind of go.
Sure, you can go later in the evening, and a lot of times the attractions are a lot less crowded. So,
not this past weekend.
So,
but I think we all can. I think we all agree on one thing: the one-day ticket is not worth it.
Yeah, don't. That's trash.
If you're looking at the the screen and what's going on,
I got a question.
Yeah,
why would anybody ever buy a Hopper plus water park sports ticket
on a one day? Yeah, you're not going to really see much. Yeah.
I mean, how many parks could you hop?
Yeah,
and get to a water park and play around at mini golf in a day.
Yeah.
I think
you have
lost. You gotta be a real moron. You gotta be a real moron to buy that one.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted. No, I'm not going to the water park. I don't need to be called a beach whale again. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. You really have to be a real moron to buy that one.
My play has been just the regular hopper on a 5-day ticket. And I normally anchor at either a Magic Kingdom or an Epcot side resort, and I just make that the park that I end up hopping to every day. I might go there once, maybe during the 5-day, and hop somewhere else. But usually, what I do is I hit everywhere else, and then every night at 2:00, I come back to my home area, and I just get everything, 3 or 4 nights, so I can make sure I see the whole park, and that's how I utilize my time. So.
Sound strategy. Will definitely be different on this next trip for us because the kids are older and we can change it up as we need to, and some can go completely to the parks completely alone or walk wherever. Yeah. But also in that we already know we'll be back. We even like tapered at the end of our last trip. We're like, let's just not do all that today. We're good. So right. That part slowly started to creep in. We just kind of changed how we're doing. Our actual last trip was only resorts and water parks. So it was a whole different, because we're like, all the kids were mad we didn't go to Epcot. But
did you buy the water park add-on?
That much.
Yeah.
Nah, we didn't. Yeah. We didn't pay full price.
Well, thank you for your service. There you go.
That's not very nice.
Yeah.
Thanks. It wasn't that.
Don't explain that to the listeners at home. Bad.
Nope. I wouldn't.
All right. If you guys like this show, hit that thumbs up button. That lets YouTube know that it was a good video, and it shows it to more people such as yourself. And if you like us, think about subscribing. It really helps out our channel here. We really appreciate you guys when you hit the subscribe button. Consider turning on notifications, and stay tuned, because next week we'll be back with another Knockcast right here, 4 p.m. Magic Kingdom time on Friday. For everybody here at Knock Club 33, peace out.